All right. Okay, so we are here with just a Love Natural mentorship testimony, like a little case study here. And so I just want to introduce y'all to Chelsea. She has been a student in the mentorship program for like a month and a half now. So like about halfway through, which is so totally cool. So Chelsea, just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself, let the world know like who you are, where you're from, like what your business is like, and what brought you to the Love Natural Mentorship.
I'm Chelsea. I live and work in Nashville and Franklin area. I've been doing hair for about 20 years in more traditional ways. And am from the Lubbock area, and I had known Ashton years ago, and I saw her transitioning into like this holistic hair thing, and I got really curious. So we reached out and connected. And it literally just took me watching her do like one scalp treatment, and she did one on my client. And when my client set up, I just was like, oh my gosh, something happened. I can't put words on it, but something just happened. And I just started noticing that my clients were following her protocol, and like they were having these insane results with hair growth. And it was really exciting because we were still coming out of like COVID times when people had a lot of loss. And so I was like, all right, give me your secret sauce, having no idea that it would be like such a transformative journey. I still get emotional about it. It's so silly. I was just so burnt out that having this service that, first of all, really works, but doesn't expose me to like really harsh chemicals all day long. And I get to sit down during part of it. And the way my setup is behind the shampoo bowl, and to just like tap into like the universal flow and be an actual blessing. I guess it just feels like I was carrying a lot of load, and now I'm an actual blessing. And and to get to be quiet, and not have to entertain all day long. So it just felt like it was such a like a good fit for me. And so we have just been connecting. And when she started this mentorship, I was like, oh girl, like I need it. I started this business when I was such a little baby thing that I still kind of run it like I'm 18 years old, just kind of, by the, shooting from the hip, if you will. And so it's been wild to just have, even like within the first phone call, I was like, oh my God, I've never thought about it that way. So for me, a lot of it is that she's providing structures in order for me to like see how to make a profit, see how much I'm spending, what I need to actually grow and build and do the things that I want to do. And now I'm kind of in the part where we're like figuring out how I reach my potential audience. Like, how will I be structuring my Instagram? Because like I'm an elder millennial, that stuff overwhelms me. I just so that's kind of my story journey with it.
I love that so much. I love how you said like you went from like caring so much, like, it's like because our clients come in with, I mean, that's why they're coming in to see us. They want some sort of like TLC, like self-care, transformative experience with, and even if they don't realize that's what they're looking for. And so they come in and, we ask them how their day is, and sometimes it's like this big old like word vomit on us. And when we're in that position, it's like it's it's hard for some of us stylists to find like the balance of like how can I actually care for this person without also like bending myself backwards and doing things that aren't like really going to enhance them or their beauty or their well-being. And so I love how you said that, going from like carrying a load to like becoming like an actual vessel of a blessing. I love that like analogy. That's amazing. So tell me what has like, I mean, you kind of touched base on that, like how this like the first like, like even the first phone call and how that was for you, but what's been the biggest thing in the first like month and a half that has stood out for you or that you've gotten the most out of in the mentorship program?
Well, I say like two things. On the business end of it, I immediately went up on my prices, which is, I'm sorry, my cat is doing a thing here.
Love
Cupcake.
it.
I was able to immediately go on my prices. Now they will be adjusted as I get into the nitty gritties, which is kind of perfect too, because I'm doing it at tax season. So it's like a 2-for-1. I'm looking at all the information that I was going to have to look at anyways. So but now I have like a different eye to see it. So I just went ahead and went up on my prices. It gave me like the gusto and the verbiage really to kind of talk to clients about it and why, and or not like the ability to not do that too. And so then on the actual salon side of it and the service side of it, I've been practicing scalp detoxes for a little over a year. And it now I'm listening to this and I'm like, oh, I can go so much deeper. I'm getting a whole different level of information out of this a year later, and having had hands on scalps and seen some things and gotten concerned about some things. And now I'm like, oh, I know so much more and I can apply this in such a deeper layer. So,
It's like you can go as far down the rabbit hole as you want to, like with these services, it can be just like clients coming in, it's just like a TLC experience, or it can be, clients coming in with real scalp concerns and you being able to provide like real answers for them that aren't, just another product. Yes, it might be like switching products and stuff like that, but it's not just like, oh, you need to add this, 5-step routine into your thing. It's like you can go as deep into it as you want. So that's incredible. How have your clients responded? Have you noticed a change in like your clientele as you kind of like shifted your business any or your mindset?
oh, completely.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of the journey I'm watching unfold now. And a lot of that is more like the mindfulness tips and tricks that we've been doing. And like the more I show up in my body, grounded in my vision for what I want and what I'm hosting, the more the right people just are landing in my chair and reaching out. And the more I practice that, the more I'm excited to do more of the Instagram work because I'm like, okay, as I find my voice, I want to share it. Like I'm watching people get so excited about their hair, and that's special. So yeah.
Mhm. That's awesome. It almost like gives you that encouragement of like you said, like you found your voice and now you just want to like scream it at the mountaintop. Or you're like, okay, I'm not scared of like showing up for myself and for my clients anymore.
Right.
Awesome. How has this like impacted your like overall life? Have you noticed a shift in not just to your business, but has it like translated to other things, like other areas in your life?
Yes. I got real strict about my hours, and that helped that helped me be a better mother. It helps my house be a little cleaner. It gave me time to walk and like actually fill up because I'm like, even though we're quieter during these services, it is still like a physical emotional energy that's coming out of you, or at least it is in the way that I'm hosting that space. And yeah, it just kind of gave me the ability to fill up my cup more so that I can be the most valuable at my service.
I love that. And even like you said, like showing up better as like a mother,
Oh
and
yeah.
like a friend, where it's like you've created that space to be able to just create, and it's not being stuck behind the chair or just like drained after doing those services. It's like now that you have like you said, like honing in on your services, honing in on your value, like honing in on your hours, it's just like that structure creates space so that we can just like be and live.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I love that so, so much. Is there anything else you want to share with the crowd, with the people, with me about your experience?
I would share with people actually what it's like to be in your presence is kind of like somebody putting gas in the tank. I think some people have energetic gifts with people. Some people are calming, some people are, whatever, all the different things, nurturers, whatever. And I feel like you're like a good fuel for an engine. And I felt that way, like even in our friendship. So it's just like you just have an energy and it's contagious. And I think that's like a gift that it takes to propel people on this path because a lot of us are just stuck in ruts. We know what to do kind of, but we haven't necessarily sat down to look at the structures or we haven't done this or whatever. And I feel like you're a good gas in the tank without being like, I don't know, dominating or like feeling like somebody's like, all right, you gotta whatever. It's been good. So I like that part. That's
Oh,
what I would.
oh, I love that so much. Just being like, that is my goal with this is just because it's like we all have that information inside of us. Like we don't need any more information or education. It's like it's there. It's just like you said, like just sparking that fire and just like lighting that match into your fireplace of like, okay, now you got it. Now just run with this information and like take it to every aspect of your life. And so I'm so grateful that that's what you got out of that, and that's how you feel, because that's definitely my goal for this. So,
Yay.
yay. Well, it was so good chatting with you. Thank you so much for doing this.